Hello all. So, on this holiday I'm planning on going to the Isle of Skye, and actually I arrived here yesterday. I'm not sure what order I'm going to put this in. I've done another sort of like a drive up video, so it make more sense to put that on at the start. I suppose I'll be driving up and just stopped up at various places en route, took some photos, so I'll put that on before this. This is the big day, the main day, the full day up here. So basically I drove from Dundee to here, which is the Skye Hotel in the Isle of Skye, which is it's not that far from the Skye Bridge, and I'm only here for 2 nights. So today, the Wednesday, I'm going to spend all day going up, particularly the north part of the Isle of Skye, and I'll get some driving footage and stop and take videos and photos as well. And then I'll just sort of do a circular route through Bradford, then through Portree, up to the Quintons. That's where the land goes like that and everything. It's quite impressive. It's a natural feature. Then I'll go up to Dunholm Castle Hotel and Dunholm Castle Ruin. I was there when I first went to the island back in the year 2000, 24 years ago. First night I spent was in the, I think it was the Dunholm Castle Hotel or Dunholm, I can't remember which, but I went there again in 2010 and I'm going to go back. I went back in 2017 but not to stay, just to drove by, and it was closed down at that point. So now in 2024 I'm going to go up and see what the status of it's like. No, I'm hoping it's going to be open and back to its former glory, because when I went there first in the year 2000 it was really nice. So this is the view up my bedroom, up my hotel room window. You could have saw that in the first one. So what I'll do is I'll show you on the Google map roughly what the plan is for today, the driving circuit that I'm going to do. First thing I'll do is I'll show you where I am in relation to the rest of the UK. So that's where I'm at, Isle of Skye, and I'm going to be a set off from the hometown of Dundee, and I stopped off at various places along route to take pictures and a few videos, edited videos, which will be on at the start of this video, this main video, if I order it, compile it into that order. So on it, the Isle of Skye, as you could see where the blue dot is, that's my current location at the Skye Hotel. So I'm going to then continue along the A87, across the Skye Bridge, onto the Isle of Skye, through Bradford, continuing on at the A87 till it gets to the main town on the island, which is Portree. Stop there, get a couple of pictures and videos. Continue on up one of these roads. Now it's not going to be the A87 because that's heading out to Yig. I'm going to go up, so when I get to Portree I'm going to go up this road. This is I think oh, there we go, there's the road. So it's the A855, the A855. So I'm going to go on that road, head up north, continue on up, stopping off along route at some viewpoints that I feel like I want to stop at. I'll capture that footage and video for you. Continuing up north of the island, and Dunholm, that's where that's getting on for the northmost part of the Isle of Skye. The Quintons are somewhere left. I'll see if I can find that for you. So it's like Quarrering or something. It's not that great at pronouncing them, but it's a nice spot anyways. It's so basically I'm going up the A85 and turning left on one of the roads that I go past the lovely feature, so I'll be doing that as well, and then I'll come back down and continue up north up to the Dunholm, and then I'll go around the island, the north bit of the island, come in at a place called Yig. Then I'll continue on down where it meets the A87, and then back to Portree. and I think that'll probably fulfill the whole day. I can't really do much more because I don't want to be overdoing it. So that's a rough idea what I'm doing anyway today. So that's basically in a nutshell. That's where I am. I'm going to go up there, up Bowtree, round there, stop at the Trotternish or whatever they're called, and it's a lovely land feature, natural feature. Continue on up north to the Duntulm, come back down, stop with at Yig, come back down to 87, because the 87 goes that way, the 8 to 55 goes that way. So I'm going counterclockwise or anti-clockwise round the north bit of the island and back to Bowtree, and then just back to Isle of Skye. So looking at it from the map, distance wise, it's coming in at about 60 mile. That's coming down from the north, going down the A87 and back to Isle of Skye. But it'll be roughly about the same when I'm going up that way. So it's going to be a round trip of roughly about 120 mile. So, and bear in mind that's not including the wee diversion of, well, turning off to go to the Trotternish, or however they're pronounced. But you'll see it anyway on the video when I get there. So that's a rough idea as to what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to have a wee bit of air. I'm no longer at my bed, so I'm just going to get a bit of fresh air, show some footage of Isle of Skye, and then I'll grab some refreshing stuff, food and that, and I'll jump in the car and we'll get heading. Okay, let's have a wee, let's go and get some air at the moment. That's my room up there. I might give this glass bottom boat a shot tomorrow. Check out at the hotel at 10 AM, so I might go on one of these tours before I go home. So I think I was at that chipper in 2017 when I was last here. I'm just going to have a look at the hotel I was at last as well. And I think it was the Kyle Hotel. It'd be one of the cheaper ones because, well, there's expensive hotels around in here as well, but I wouldn't be able to afford that. So I went to a hotel that I could afford, and I think this was probably the one I was at. It would have to be, I think. It wasn't the Skye Hotel that I was at. I'm sure it was this one. So just a trip down memory lane. It was only 7 years ago I was here last. As I say, normally we go on the island, but I used to in the early 2000s, but the prices have just skyrocketed. It's expensive for the night. Some places are charging over £200 a night. I can't afford that. The one I had is at £85 a night, so that's dear enough. So that's just a wee bit of a view over. Yeah, that's the Kyle Hotel there, and the one down there's the one in that. That was the one I was at in 2017. That's the one in that now in 2024. So I'm not really going to spend much more time here. I was just wanting to have a look at that myself for my own reasons, and I thought I'd just share that with you as well. I'm going to inquire about the glass bottom boat for tomorrow. Find out how much it costs and if there's any availability, and I'll maybe try that out. Get some footage as well, and I'll share that with you. This is inside the Kyle Hotel. Just thought I'd have a wee look just for. Thought I'd just have a look for old time's sake. When I was looking for the hotel to stay, the only one I was able to get at the price I could afford was the one in that. It was the Skye Hotel, the Skye Bridge Hotel, well, the Skye Hotel. But the last time, that was the sort of price range I was at, but they would have been fully booked. So I'm going to inquire about the glass bottom boat though. So I inquired about the glass bottom boat tour for tomorrow. It's going to be a bit too late for me. There's an engineer out or something in the morning tomorrow, so the earliest one's at 4:15 p.m. That's too late. I'm not going to stay that late tomorrow. And there is some today as well, a bit like 5 to 12, but I'm not going to. That would interfere with my plans for today, so I won't manage that one, unfortunately. The glass bottom boat. It's not a big deal. I'm sure I was on it and back in 2017. It was impressive, but I can't. I've got to prioritise. Only up for only up for 2 nights, yesterday and tonight. So the main features, the island, going round it and touring it. That was just a bonus if I was able to get the boat tour, but I'm not staying till 4:15. That's too late. It means I'll be leaving here at the back at 5 and I've got to drive all the way back to Dundee, and nah, I'm not leaving that late. So it's no big deal, like, I just inquired. But anyway, I'm just making my way to the waterfront. You would have probably seen all this in yesterday's video anyway, so I'll show you again. So that's the Skye Bridge that I'll be driving over. So it's quite coming out quite clearly, that. So this is on my filming on my S20, so this is like the main video for the other one was just more of a kind of casual pictures on the A12, not, you know, more sort of basic, not quite as clear, just random photos. But this is primarily from the YouTube, so it's looking over out to the Isle of Skye across the water, and the boat trips are from there. So it would have started across there and ended there. I think last time I was here, it was the boat tours began at this end of the island, this end of the bank, the river bank. So I'm going to wait to hop in the car and get myself over to the Isle of Skye and begin with the driving. I'll get some of the driving footage as much as I can with the dash mount, the windscreen mount, camera mount. So, okay, let's crack on with that. Just as a tip, when you're out in places like this in the middle of nowhere, make sure you've got plenty of petrol. Make sure, even though my tank's still like well over half, I'm going to fill it up again anyway. The prices are dearer here because of where it is. I'm going to get myself up to that Gulf station, and I'm going to fill up my car and get it filled up anyway. And that way I'm guaranteed petrol. I'm not going to be stuck in the middle of it. So even though I've still got plenty of petrol in the tank, take the opportunity to keep your tank topped up to the maximum. Just so that you're in the middle of nowhere, the road could be closed, could be a diversion, it could put a lot more miles on your journey. You know what I mean? You're better to do that when you're in the wilderness. That's what I do, and I just thought I'd suggest that if anybody's, just let you know that's what you should do. Make sure you got plenty of petrol. More than enough petrol would be the way to do it. And this is my hotel bar. This is the hotel that I'm staying at. This is the So this is where I had my pint yesterday, and my room's just up the stairs. So I've just come back to my room just to grab some stuff to take with us, and then I'm going to be heading out in the car to the Isle of Skye. Right, so I'm going to get heading to the across the bridge. I'll put the camera on full view, forward view, and I may speed this footage up the bench, see how much I edit in and how much I edit out. You'll get some of the driving footage, scenery anyway. So that was some of the driving footage from Isle of Skye, somewhere between Bradford and Portree. I saw this lovely wee spot, so I'm just going to get a few pictures and videos of this. It looks really nice, bridge and statue, picturesque. So let's show you it. Oh, isn't that lovely, eh? Oh. Beautiful. Spectacular. Selfie. I was doing selfies here, so I could do that at the same time. It was with the bus Volvo B8 RLE with the Egyptian body. I think it's MCV Ital body. Edinburgh's got a few of them on the 30 service. So you don't know, on the bus spotter as well, in case you're aware of that. And then also a lovely scenic Scottish countryside spotter also. Just love it. It's brilliant being here. It's just spectacular. Great place to come for your holidays. And there's quite a swanky looking coach as well. It's Sligachen Hotel or something. It would probably cost an absolute bomb to spend a night there. I'd hate to ask what it'd cost for the tariff, but it's a lovely place though. It's in a lovely area. And you can see just how busy it is. This spot is very popular with tourists. He's got big full-size coaches and everything over there as well. So I'm going to continue on with the journey up to Portree now, and I'll do the driving footage as well and get that put on also for you. So I'm at Portree now, and I'm going to get a bite to eat. I'll get some footage, just a wee brief visit to Portree, and then I'll continue on up the A855. So I will go and, there's a nice bakery just back there, so I'll go and get something to eat and I'll just crack on with the rest of the journey. I'll get footage into here first though, a wee bit of this. Is the centre of Portree. It's very busy. Station's just up there, bus stances are there, all the coaches. Portree Hotel, and I'll get out and have a walk around later once I get my lunch. This is one of the shorter Volvo B8 RLEs with tail bodywork.
So if you drove the old journey at 30 miles an hour was taking you 30 minutes. It can take me 30 to 40.
So this is the centre of Portree, right in the heart of it. Managed to get parked just there, which is handy. It's £3 for a couple of hours, but I'm not planning on staying that long. It's just a brief visit, quick bite to eating in a way. Some lovely coaches as well. Wentworth Street. I like that, Wentworth Street, because I'm a big fan of Prisoner Cell Block H, the original 1979-1986 one in Melbourne, Australia. Prisoner Cell Block H, and it's called Wentworth Detention Centre. So that's why I zoomed in on that Wentworth sign. It just reminded me of my favourite TV show. That's the Australian Prisoner Cell Block H TV show. Wentworth essentially. I've actually went to Melbourne to see the studios. It's where they film Neighbours. Anyway, I'm mentioning that here in Portree. Lovely, eh? Lovely. So this is Portree down at the harbour. I think I'll maybe get this. We do fish and chips and stuff here, but I'm going to go to the bakery and get a pasty or something. I don't really want anything too heavy at the moment, just a light sort of pasty. So I'll go and find somewhere quite nice to eat. But I'm just getting the view of all the different colours of the buildings and that there. It's teeming with tourists, and this is April, so imagine what this is like in the summer, July, and high season. So I'm going to get a bite to eat, and I shall continue on up towards the Cona Lines and the north part of the island, the Duntillum area. So I've got a bit to do. So quick brunch, because I've not had any breakfast or lunch yet, so it's brunch. You know, it's like 1:45, so it's not bad. 1:45, so plenty of daylight. So as I say, I'll just get a quick bite to eat, and I'll get chapping on up the A855. There's plenty of places here to do fish and chips, lots of lovely restaurants and cafes and that. They're all teeming, like lots of this is outdoor clothing shops and lots of stuff everywhere. Right, I'm going to get something to eat. And I think we'll go into the Mackenzie Bakery and get something out there for my brunch. Yeah, I'll just get a takeaway out of there. I'll maybe sit at the table or something, or I'll sit in my car. Depends on just what I like. Oh, a bit of a queue, but this is lunchtime after all, so expect as such. So I got myself a chicken tikka salad roll with a sugar donut.
Where are you guys from? In the Midlands.
And this is for a friend of mine who's interested in post boxes and taking pictures of them for the magazines and stuff. It is a recognised hobby, so I shall take a picture of this and send it to him. Right, so that was a wee brunch stop, lunch stop. Had a look around Portree. Now I'm going to make my way up towards the Quinarings, or whatever they're pronounced. It's lovely anyway. I'll record the footage as well, the driving footage, and I'll speed it up as usual. And then I'll continue on north up after that to Duntilum. So it's 1:20 in the afternoon, so I'm doing not bad for time. So here's a better view of the map. Google seems to, I don't know, the signal's all over the place at the moment. But I could resort to the paper maps because that's what I used to do years and years ago. So I know how to read the maps. It's always good, and I always do carry one around with me because you can't depend on technology. It's just playing up at the moment. I don't know, it's maybe just a signal or whatever, satellite. But anyway, signs up. Here I am at Portree. I'm going away to continue on up this A855 and I'm going to be driving up to about this point, this road, which actually goes to Yig. I'm not driving the full length of this road, but if I recall correctly, it's about there where the Quinarines are. That lovely, spectacular land feature is. So I'm going to head there, get footage. After that, I'll drive back down onto the A855, continue on up to North Trotternish, try and find that hotel. I was at. There's the Trotternish. It was next to the ruined castle as well. So I'll be doing that, stopping there, and then I'll continue on down to Yig. Stop there. The day will be getting on at this point, then I'll just be making my way back down to Portree, and then eventually back to the Isle House. That's what I've done so far anyway. I've followed this route all the way up. No, I haven't. Sorry, followed it to here, and then I'm going to go around in a circle and then back down. And looking through the camera phone, that's what is the problem, is I'm not really looking at the map and looking what I'm filming, so it's difficult what I'm doing. But anyway, that just gives you a bit more of an insight as to what I'm doing. So heading to there now. Heading to there on the Isle of Skye. That's where I'm going, and I'll put the camera on the windscreen motor as well and get the footage. So I've just stopped for a minute or two just to get a view of this, and I think that's the Quinarines, or whatever they're pronounced, up ahead here. It looks spectacular, so I'm going to zoom in and show you that and get a few pictures as well. Right, so I shall continue onwards. So, and at the car park, it's the most popular part, and I'll go and get some of the views. I'll stay for a few minutes, not overly long. I might grab a coffee or something at one of at that burger van. I'll see what happens. That means I've got juice. I don't know. I'm going to get some photos and that anyway, and some footage. So it's really, really busy up here. Very busy. So it was a lovely drive, by the way. That bit where I stopped off on the way up and pointed out the mountains, the land feature, that was further back. You wouldn't have seen this bit from where I stopped off. That was another feature. There's a big popular parking bit there as well, but I just drove on by and I got the footage on the drive footage for you at least anyway. So right, let's have a wee look here then. So you can see just how busy it is here, and this is only April, so imagine what this is like in the summer, June, July and August. This is the best time of year actually, it's one of the best. The summer's my favourite, like, but you come up in spring and autumn, you get just as good weather, well, and it's a nice day that is. Yeah, and this season usually kicks off in the summer where you're queuing up for hours to get in. Anyway, I shall get some of the footage of the land features and that for you. So I've been here before. I remember it wasn't quite so. It was busy, but no, it's got like a burger bar, designated parking areas and that. I mean, it was always busy, but it's sort of got more busier, I think. Burger bars and everything. It's sort of getting more like what England's like. A lot of the tourists, the natural tourist features, like the landscape and that. In England it's very busy and it's more regulated like such, but it wasn't regulated like this before here. When I first came here, 2000, 2001, 2003 and that, right up until maybe 2017 they started got all these more regulations. I mean, they didn't have to pay to park either back then, but it's got really, really more popular now, really busy. The internet's probably got a lot to do with it as well. People are becoming more aware and easier to find these places with and listen to help with the internet, and that's maybe why these natural beauty spots have become busier over the recent years. I was looking over at Staffin. And over to the mainland Scotland in the distance you can see the mountains. Get back to my car, get my jacket and tammy because it is a wee bit breezy, a bit airy up here because you are quite high up here as well. So, and the air's just coming right off the coast. Right, that's a bit better, so I've got my jacket and tammy on. As I say, it is a little bit airy. I noticed I've got the path, it's more of a predominant path now. It used to be more a kind of dirt track, but it's now it's easier to walk on it to use my normal footwear. Whereas before it was kind of like more off-road track, more it's sort of rougher. But they've double yellow lined it and everything is regulated now, just probably because of due to the extra numbers of tourists and stuff. So it was never like this. Is more like what it's sort of, like in England and places. It's more regulated. It's got more like fences around the sides of the paths and that, parking restrictions and all this kind of. But certainly within the last 25 years anyway, it's increased the numbers of that. It certainly seems that way anyway. But still, I'm going to go for a walk along there a wee bit, get some footage. I'm not going to stay too long because I've got other things. I'm going to head along there a wee bit. So that was the bit I was talking about with the land that's all sort of sculpted out. Sculpture, well, it's a natural. The history says that the Ice Age, icebergs, ice glaciers have sculpted out the landscape here, which is pretty spectacular. I'll show you. That's what the history was saying, so I wasn't around to witness it, but just that's what they say. It does look really impressive and very picturesque. So I've just got ordinary footwear on at the moment. I mean, it's best to wear like hiking boots, but the paths are actually quite well maintained. It's quite fairly easy. But once you start going right in there, you really need to have proper footwear. But at the moment, I've just got dress wear. You've still got to be careful. That's what I'm wearing, just normal shoes. But there is still these rocks and stuff. You've got to wear your footwear like your hiking boots will support your ankles, so you don't twist your ankle and stuff like this. But it's fairly dry, and the path's well used. It's well established. See, this is more like what it was like further back. There wasn't all that fencing stuff, to my knowledge. That was put there more recently. But it was more like this all the way to the car park. And it was a free car park that didn't have any regulations or double yellow lanes and that. It was just like a sort of natural stopping place. But the numbers have increased a bit. I'm guessing the numbers of tourists have increased. It's at least busy today anyway, and that's maybe why they've brought in all these other regulations and stuff, safety fences. But this is very impressive though. Really spectacular, very spectacular. See the miles over there as well. And that's the road that I drove up. I can never get bored of this place. The scenery is just amazing. I forgot just how good it was. It's really, every time I visit the Isle of Skye or any of the Highlands in Scotland, it's just overwhelmed by how breathtaking it is. It's really nice. I really love Scotland. It's just amazing how, great place to come to chill out and just get away from it all. Absolutely brilliant. The views are really, there's mountains, many walks as well, but just a simple breakaway like this does a world of good. So I don't envy the bus driver that has to drive these roads in a big coach. I don't fancy that. It's hard enough driving a car up there, never mind a 12-metre long holiday coach. So I don't envy him. One little bit. Good luck to them. Enjoy the tour. Good luck to them. Hope the tour, hope they enjoy it, but I wouldn't like to be driving a coach up these roads. And I drive buses for a living in the city, in Dundee, so I know how tricky it could be to, but I don't need to worry about that. And about 250 miles from my hometown of Dundee, and just away from it all, up here and enjoying it in this tranquility. So I'm just going to pick a spot somewhere to sit for a while and just take in. I'm not really going to go too much further because I've still got other things to do today and I've only got the day here, so I can't really stick around in one place for too long, unfortunately. I wished I could. I wish I was able to afford to spend more nights at that hotel, but that was the cheapest one I got, £85 a night. The prices for a hotel in the Isle of Skye are just astronomical, so I just have to, because I've got another holiday in June, so I've kind of like just got a budget for that. I've got 5 nights in York, which I'll be doing in a couple of months in June basically, and as usual I'll get the footage for the video. But so I've still got the other bit of the driving to do that I want to do, so I don't want to spend too long here as much as I wish I could. I've still got to crack on with the rest of the plan, so I'll probably just find somewhere to sit down for a few minutes, just enjoy the tranquility, and then I'll just simply make my way back along to the car park, and then I'll just continue on north up the island to Duntillum. So So I'll maybe go along. In fact, no, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to sit here and look over there and have a 5-minute seat, just to do nothing for 5 minutes and look at that. I'm going to do that now. Sit somewhere about here and just relax for 5 minutes and enjoy this, and then I'm going to get back in the car and get heading. I'll start making my way back because, like I say, I've got other things to do. So I'll just perch myself on one of these soft bits of grass, and I'll keep the path clear for the hikers and walkers and tourists, etc., because there's loads of them. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute or two, just take in these views and clear my head and just think my own thoughts, and just look over at the mainland of Scotland and enjoy this spectacular place. So I'm going to be to make my way back to the car now. I had a few minutes just to take in the views. And look at this coach, look how narrow the road is, and look how much the coach has got to negotiate to get along it. So already it's having to meet traffic coming down. I certainly don't envy them. That is just the width of the coach, that road, and it's all windy, and you can see the other coach, just its hairpin bends. See, that's the other one in the distance has to negotiate, and there's an even tighter bend out of sight as it's approaching it now, and this big holiday coach has got to negotiate that. So, and there's like a sheer drop at the side of the roads as well, so I do not envy them. So, and it's a busy road with all the traffic, so the passing places are there, but I could not be arsed driving a coach on the roads. I'd rather drive my car and enjoy it than go through all this carry. No, thank you. If I'm in the coach, I'll be a passenger. I ain't driving that. Says yeah, reverse. Oh, let me back up. Obviously, the car would be the one that reverses. Like, you can expect a coach to do reversing on roads like that. But anyway, this is the trickiest bit to cross. It's not that tricky. I came over it earlier, but it's just I need the proper footwear for this kind of stuff. If that were icy, it'd be a nightmare because of water on rocks, especially ice, and if the rocks have got moss on them, they are very slippy, so you need the proper footwear. So I'm going to just make my way back now. So I got over that, no bother. I'm not even properly dress for like hill walking. I do hill walking with the Caledonian Hill Walking Club based in Dundee. I've put videos up on my channel with these hikes already. But you need proper hiking stuff if you're doing tricky walks and that. Coach driver, I do not envy you. Hats off for you for even attempting to drive a big coach along roads like that. They've got a big hairpin coming up ahead, so good luck. So it's rather congested, this road. It's so busy, so many hairpins, and it might be a good idea to maybe introduce a traffic light system perhaps, because it just seems to be nothing but carnage. I mean, jeezy peeps. And you get motorhomes and everything coming up here as well. So I don't know how that coach managed to get around the other hairpin. Not that hairpin, but there's an even tighter one out the side. You would have saw it on my video when I got up in my car. That's that really tight hairpin I was talking about. So I'm going away to head to the Duntullum Castle Hotel on the north of the Trotternish part of the Isle of Skye. So I'm just, if I was to go that way, I'd be heading towards Yig and going back the way I came, which goes back onto the A855. So I'm just, so while I was there, while I was out there, you would have saw the helicopter, or one of them. There was another helicopter that came, so I just began to wonder if that was maybe someone that's went up there and have maybe. Oh shit! That's one way, isn't it? Where are they going then? So yeah, it's maybe that there's a tourist that's maybe went unprepared and perhaps have done their broken ankle or something like that. Yeah, this is a two-way road. I thought for a minute it might be going, but it's a two-way road. There's only one way in and one way out, and it's this way. So I thought for a split second it was maybe a one-way, because the car that came out went that way, and I thought, hang on, oh no, it's alright, because it's just a one-way in, one way. That's just hairpinning on a bit. You see the car there, see how close it is to the ground because it's so tight. So it is a real tight hairpin. I mean, I could, I'm used to driving buses, so I could scoot around there, but I would not like to be driving a bus on this road, I can assure you. I wouldn't like to do it. And sure, I could do it, but I wouldn't like to. I'd rather not. It's bad enough getting down in a car, never mind taking a 12-year long, 40-foot long coach on a road like this. But I'd like maybe a traffic light system where I let so many cars down, and stop, and then let so many up. You know, regulated rather than meeting on these hairpins. Because if you're going to meet something, if you're driving a big vehicle, it's always going to be on the worst, the worst part. The sod's law, it never fails. Never ever fails. But no, I had a good time here, so I'm just pressing on with the rest of the journey. So as you know, you would have seen this footage, and just basically going back the way I came on this bit and to join onto the A855. So I can see for miles ahead there's nothing coming up, so it should be alright at this point. I wouldn't like to be driving that thing in front as well with a trailer. See, I don't know, I've never driven a trailer, but I'm guessing that it's difficult to reverse a trailer. and you get lots of holiday makers with their caravans and everything. I don't know how they could bring all these big vehicles on roads like this. I mean, I wouldn't fancy it, like. But then I thought that before I took a job on the buses, I thought, of course I could never do it. And I end up, here I am 16 years later, driving buses. It's just, I suppose if you're doing it like all the time, it's just another day in the office. Probably used to this, driving big buses on roads like this, where it's only wide enough for, like, you know, it's the width of one lane really, isn't it? But anyway, lovely place, Isle of Skye. Nice relaxing drives. It's just great, you know, getting away from it all. I never get bored of coming to the Isle of Skye. As I say, I hadn't been for a while, and I forgot just how amazed I am. Every time I come here, I'm always amazed at just how good it is. There's, you know, views, spectacular views. In case you wonder what that rattling is at the back, on the offside, it's the exhaust heat shield. It's not the exhaust, it's the exhaust heat shield. It's just vibrating, it's just loose, it's causing an annoying rattling. Because the tailpipe on the rear silencer was replaced on its MOT just recently. So there's also 2 new rear lower suspension control arms, so independent suspension now. So there's a lot of work done on there, so something's just maybe come loose. There's lambs here, so you got to watch for these wee lambs, because they're all, that's the thing, when you're up in the Highlands, there's sheep and cattle that just share these roads as well. So if you're driving them, just beware of that. There's a sign saying that there, beware of lambs, and you see the cattle signs, but you do get a lot. It's very common to see that the sheep and cattle just grazing at the side of the road, you know, without any fences or anything to prevent them coming onto the road. So you just got to be wary of that. But it's really a lovely. I mean, I drive these roads. I've been driving them all the time, just for the holidays. Like, it's so relaxing. The scenery is just. I love Scotland. Love it. I've lived in Scotland all my life, but I haven't seen all of it. I lived in Dundee all my life, but there's lots of places in Scotland that I haven't sort of pinpointed a place and been to. I mean, there's all that's the thing. I mean, you say like there's always another part that I haven't been to, or another view, or another place. There's just so many places you could spend a lifetime going to all the pinpointed places. It's all very well just driving along the motorway and at 70, and then you're passing all these places and say, "Oh, I've been." But you haven't really. You've got to get right off the road and get on foot and get up there and experience it. I mean, when I go hill walking with the Cali Hill Walking Club, there's lots of places there that, you know, it's just breathtaking. And, you know, it's my home country, and I just, you know, I really never get bored of the scenery and that. It's just amazing. And there's lots of places I'd like to go, obviously, around the world as well. I mean, England and Wales, Ireland, and all these places, you know, I would love to spend a lot of time touring as well. My home country, the country I've lived in all my life, is just, I love it. I love coming to and spending precious, valuable holiday time and the precious little money that I've got to come and holiday to places in the country that I live in, like to here, and I'll never get bored of it. I mean, you could go I'd like to go abroad, but this is really nice. I could, the first time I went abroad in 2006, that was the first time I went, it was Paris. Prior to that, I've always just done my holidays in Britain, primarily in the Highlands of Scotland. That was my favourite place, and you could see why, you know. And 25 years later, you know, first time I came to Isle of Skye, 25 years later, and still impressed by it. You know, the Caledonian Hill Walking Club that I'm with does weekend trips away, basically, and some of them does come up to the Isle of Skye. But I'm not sure.
At the end of the road, turn left,
really
A55.
That's the sat nav. I only put that on just to gauge the distances. I can't remember all the mileages to where to get there, and a pinch point exactly where I'm going. I know I wouldn't get lost with the, you know, I was on a bit earlier that technology and I could do what map reading, but I just like having that there sometimes to make it that wee bit easier. I know it's just people take it easy, so it's like electricity, take the short, so I've got the option to use it, so I didn't hate it, sort of saying, did I go past it, did I know? But I can't pinpoint the exact mileage. So that's just back on the road that I've just driven down, so I'm going to put the forward view on again and I will continue showing the A855 in the northern direction. So that was just a wee sort of caption you got there, but I'll show you the main view now. So, and that the Duntillam Castle Hotel, it's still derelict, and it has been for probably, well, let's say I was here in 2017, it was closed down. It looked like it had been closed down for probably a good 6 years, because prior to that, the last time we actually spent the night there was in 2010, and it looked like it had seen better days. The first time was in the year 2000, it was parked pretty much where I am now. It's all grown over now. I came in 2010, and it was looking a wee bit, not as, it looked like it's seen better days. And I came here in 2017, I stayed in Lochal, so I came back here to visit it, and it looks like it had been closed for at least probably 7 years, so it looked like it maybe closed down shortly after I'd left in 2010. And it's still closed down, so that's going to be probably 14 years it's been derelict. So I'll show you. This is the very first hotel I spent the night in when I came here to the Isle of Skye in the year 2000, and my room was up there. I'll go and get out and have a look. So I'll just stay put here, park here. So this is it. I can show you the rooms that I was in. I've actually got photographs of the hire car I had back in 2000 when I first came here. So yeah, I had a hire car. It was parked. It was quite busy back then in 2000. I remember parking at the side of the road. I've got a photograph. I could maybe share that at some point. Parked just about, because that tree was there, I think. One of the trees were at an angle. It looked quite. It was a fairly nice day, the sunset and everything. So, see if we can look that one up. It's a shame that it's like this though, because it was a lot happy memories. It's a lovely area. What I spent the night in when I came here, and I went to the bar on 2017. The restaurant I went to in 2000 was really nice. I'm kind of hoping I could get in. I could show you maybe the other room that I was in when I came back in 2010. The building does look very Oh, I got in the last time in 2017. Oh, I see it's thinged up, it's nailed shut. Well, I did get in the last time in 2017. I got into the kitchen and the main rooms, but I think this is all completely, yeah. It's a shame that it's ended up in this state, because it isn't a good location. So the room that I spent the night in the first time was in that sort of corner. This all joined on. I remember it well. £35 a night I think it was back then, 25 years ago. Well, it was August, September 2000, so I really remember that room. And this is the actual original building. And that's the Tillham Castle ruin. Now this is a ruin as well by the looks of it, which is a shame, because you've got a lovely view of the rock out there, and that was the dining room. The second time I came here in 2010, that was my room, and it was overlooking out to the water. So I don't know what they've done, but when I was here in 2017, I was able just to walk in. The glass was all smashed, and there was nothing stopping me to getting in. So it's like they've actually replaced it. They were maybe going to do something with it. But I had a nice red carpet. At one time. It's a real shame that it ended up in this state. That was good when I came here the first time. It was I might get my breakfast in there and just looking over out to that rock. And the bar was in there. Tenants. So they have put the glass back in, but there isn't any further work being done on it. So maybe they're planning on doing work on it, because it's all double glazed windows. And they're all in one bit, so whether there's plans on opening it up again, I don't know. But it would be nice if they did open it up again. But the bar was just through there. See if we could look at the old footage I took back in 2017, if a separate video of it. Although I didn't make the YouTube videos back then, unfortunately, so the pictures more than videos. That was the fun. Remember having haggis tatties and neeps and sitting, that coal fire was on the right and the bar was there. So but yeah, there's obviously all the glass has been it's like they've took away a lot of fixtures as well. So something's been done to it within the last 7 years anyway, because all the doors and that are nailed shut and locked. When I was here 7 years ago, all these doors were, well, the glass was smashed, doors were open, and see, I never break into anything. I just, if the door's open and it's a disused building, and if it's safe, I'll have a look, but I never break and enter. There's a hole in the roof in there, that's not looking too good. And sure, it could be in the stone building, and sure that'll be worth something if they put it back right, if they restore it back up again. It's original corridors. So it looks like this is an extension to the hotel. I remember this was actual, there was cars parked there, but this was all full the first time I came here in 2000. I had to park out on the side on the drive. I've got photos with the way the trees are sort of at that unusual angle. I see all the boards are put on now. I was able to get in 2017. I'll look at the photos at some point later. So that's just looking into the corridor. So the first time I was here, I spent the night in one of the rooms on the left there. So I went along that corridor. So that's all joined on to the building. You didn't have to actually go out. You didn't need to go outside or anything. It's all connected up. All the corridors are all connected. And I say the second time was in the main old building that was just overlooking the water. So there is double glazing windows put in. I don't know why they would invest money if it's not going to be getting used. So it suggests to me that they're going to perhaps redo it again. I think this might be where the industrial wash machines were. Belts and pulleys at the back. Probably industrial 3-phase, be a 440 volt probably being an industrial, rather than the 240 domestic voltage. I'm guessing a wash machine of that size. I think a lot of the places now do their washing, they send them off to independent company, private companies rather. That's the main motor there. This might be a tumble dryer, I don't know. Washer dryer, it's like an exhaust or something, and the air would come out, the hot air. It's probably a dryer, big industrial tumble dryer. This might actually be the drying room. Or was in the drying room. Pico Electric. Oh, just a wee look around anyway. Certainly in a bit of a state. So this is a lovely area. I remember I went for a walk right the way along there to the right out when I was staying here last in 2010. I probably did do that in 2000 as well, so the year 2000, some 24 years ago. But this was the very first hotel that I spent the night in the Isle of Skye, and it's in a bit of a state now. I would really like to see it. Well, it'd be nice to see it back in its original condition again, in its former state. As I say, when I was here in 2010, it did look like it was kind of like getting a bit, seen better days. And it couldn't have been much long after that it closed down, but it's remained shut ever since. Although they have added double glazing windows to some of the the windows, which I find odd if they're not intending on doing it up again, which I hope they do. That was the only time you actually had to go out of the hotel to get into the rooms. It was just at this big, all this big building here's all joined on. Not to this old one, but to the rest of the complex there. Ah, the old cooker's still there. I saw that on the left. That's not coming too clear. I'll be careful I don't. As if it's going to work, eh? So, there you go. So that's the most northmost bit I'm going to be going to on the island. I'm kind of going to be heading west and head back down. Oh, there's a holiday coach. Yeah, they get everywhere. The coaches took the same sort of route I'm doing as well, but it looks at the Trotternish area of the island. That's what it's called as well, Trotternish or something. So, right, I'm just going to get a few still photographs. Then what I might do is I might go up to the ruined castle, which is just up there. I might do that. I might put my hiking boots on. I'll be wandering up there. I'll see. So it's 4:25. So I maybe might do that. Get a bit of the coast as well, because it's right on the coast. So I'll go and get some photographs, still photos then, for my own collection as well, and then I might go up to the Duntillam Castle ruin. Unfortunately, the Duntillam Castle Hotel is also in a sad state, but I'm hoping that, because I can see there's windows, I'm hoping that that's a sign that they'll do it up, because when they do open up and it's a price I can afford, I'll probably spend the night in it again. So I just got to see what happens. It was all back up and running, and it's all good to go and the price I can afford. So I'll just see what happens. But it's nostalgic for me anyway. You see a scarecrow out in the distance there. It's a scarecrow. I was just having a walk around the hotel complex. I missed this building. Well, I didn't miss it, I just didn't really pay a lot of attention to it, but I noticed the doors open. It's already been opened, as you can see clearly. I'm surprised at that, because everything else is locked, but this is opened. So, because it's open, I never break and enter. I just have a wee look, that's all. First thing I do is check the ground. It's all derelict anyway, this whole place. And that's just the wind blowing the door about. A bit spooky, so just check the roofs, make sure it's that's pigeons. That's the window that I saw opened earlier. It's just open to the elements. That's what the taps are like. Old fashioned taps. So, just a wee look, that was all. Nothing more than that, just a look. The door was already open, just having a look, that's all I'm doing. It's almost like a time capsule. The fire alarm. So that's it, really, just to say that door was open. I'd never broken entered, I'd not taken anything or damaging anything of any sort, and just letting it have a look for my own, just for interest. And that's it. So that's, I don't know, that's part of the hotel complex, but it reminds me of the days back in the early 90s, 1991 in particular, when I used to go around to old derelict buildings in the Whitfield housing scheme in Dundee. I've done a video recently using old photos that I'd taken back in the 90s. I mean, I was only 16, but I was still interested in the old built, well, the architecture of the Whitfield housing scheme, the scarring blocks in particular, and going in old derelict buildings just kind of reminds me, even when I was a kid, I was interested in looking at old buildings and stuff. I've done a video on that before anyway, Whitfield. So I've done other videos with the YouTube lately though, going into like urban explorers, well not urban explorer but like that, getting into old derelict buildings and stuff and exploring them. A few videos. Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of these days a wee bit. This is the musky sort of musty smell. You get that damp kind of smell you get when you go into a derelict building, but you've got to be extra careful what you're doing when you do that sort of thing. So I wouldn't advise anybody to do it. It's dangerous. Really, I just spotted that. I was going to be able to leave here, but I went for a walk to some still photos and I noticed I sort of overlooked that, so I went back and had a look. And the door was open, so that's all it was, just have a look to see what it was like, see the old time capsule. That was it. I'm just interested in old buildings and stuff. So, 5:15, I'll see how I feel. I might go up to the old ruin, Duntullum ruin castle. I won't really bother with the driving footage because it's not that far, so I'll just basically be from here and then the next bit will be up there if I'm going. If not, I'll let you know what I'm doing. So obviously not, it's been shut for a long time. So there's a pathway leading up to it as well. It has these sensors. That must just be been guessing to count the number of people that come through. I've been noticing a lot of these sensors on various hikes that I've done through Scotland. It's probably just to keep a check on the numbers of visitors or whoever's using the paths and that, records that they're doing it for. But they're certainly dropping up more often than I noticed. Now this I just find hilarious. It's when you start seeing baths and sinks in the fields. I mean, it's for the cattle, just be for containing water for the cattle to drink out of. But I've seen baths with taps still on them. It's a common thing I noticed. So we're not too far from the castle ruin. So the history of the hotel, well, the castle rather, the Duntullum Castle, I'd have to do a wee Google search on it. If there's any information boards and stuff there, I'll get the history on the video for you as well. If there's anything, it'll be easier just googling it all if you want to get the history. The driving footage from the hotel to here, from the ruined hotel to here, wasn't much, so that's why I didn't put it on. It's just a stone throw apart, and you can see the ruins just down there, so I didn't bother. But when I go down towards Yig, I'll put the dashboard recorder or the windscreen mount view recorder on for you. That's the ruined hotel there, or the closed down one that was earlier, and there's only driving there, just over there, so it wasn't much, didn't miss much. So I have my hiking boots on for this because it's a sheer drop down there, and it's slippy, and you need you need good footwear. That's why I've got my hiking boots on. It's just, as I say, that's just a sheer drop. You want to have a proper grip of what you're doing. Hazardous, but so. And that's hiking boots. Saying keep out of it, like, so that's where that fence is there, but it looks like there's sort of structure underneath, but I wouldn't be going in like because it could be dangerous. It did say it's dangerous, so I don't think that's a good idea. That's where this fence is for, but it does look like it does go down. So it does goes down quite a bit. I'm just staying up here at this bit. I'm not going down there. I mean, when I'm on my own, I wouldn't go down there anyway, in case anything happens. So. So I've done a wee Google search anyway. I'll just show you very briefly what it says on Google about the Duntullin Castle ruin in it now. Very brief. So there's just a wee bit on Google about it. That's what Google says about this area, this ruin. So I'm going to continue on down the A87 to Yig. There is one thing I've missed. I miss about the remoteness of the Highland areas in Scotland, like St John of Groves and all that places. I've been up to Trotternish, which is on the west coast of northwest coast of Scotland, right that corner. I've been there, in Trotternish and John of Groves and all that, and places like this. As I miss the old, it's like you would be driving along and then you would see an old ruined car and bits of machinery just, not everywhere, but just in certain places, and you get the odd surprise, like an old wrecked car that's just lying on its roof. I mean, I like to see all these bits, and I was able to. I've got pictures of some of the old machinery parts and cars and that just used to be abandoned. I remember one time on the Shetland Islands, it was a car I was driving along. It didn't have any number plates or anything. It was just like it wasn't any. There is obviously the law, and they're saying like keeping the doors unlocked and everything, because everybody knows everybody and no one gets no crime and that. But it seems a lot clearer. There doesn't seem to be as much. Because I remember years ago when I was here, over the years, and then the first time as well, there was an old rusted out Capri, Mark 1 Ford Capri. It was just an S-Reg. It was just rusted out. I've got pictures of it. I remember the number. It was a fleet number of a bus that I really liked with sign 276 on it. It was a red one, but I remember that. I sat there for years and years, just rusted out, and it was gone. I remember one time there was an old van. It was just the old derelict of it, and got to. sat inside it now, got pictures and that over the years, but no, it just seems to be sort of less of that now. So sort of cleared. I mean, not understanding all the highlights were like that, far from it, but there was just the odd pocket here and there where you would just come across these things just abandoned. It was quite characteristic, because I like old machinery and bits like that. There is still some old ruins and stuff though, like old buildings and that. They're not really valuable, but if we do them up like that one up there. It's like the old hotel that I was at. That'd be worth a fortune if they get that done up. It's the best location, you know. So anyway, I'm going to jump back in the car and head along the 87 to Yig, which is in that direction. So it's basically going along the north coast of the island, and then it starts sweeping down south on the west side of the island. So I'm going to continue on. So that's just a view looking down to Yig and Yig Harbour. The Caledonian McBrain ferry going out to the Lewis Islands, I think, or the Island of Harris perhaps. Which I've been there in 2010 actually. Took the car over as well. It's lovely. This is out on the west. Isle of Lewis and Isle of Harris. I presume that's where it's going. I'm not 100% sure, but certainly that's the harbour down there. The road I was at earlier, that basically, if you went along there, you come back to the Quinarines where I was parked, but the land was a really impressive area. So if I continued, if I came out of the car park and turned left, I would end up here. So I turned right and went back on the A855 heading north. But that's the road anyway that basically heads out that way towards the Staffin and Quinarines. Yig is just down there. Right, it's 6:15 now in the evening, and at Yig, or Yug, or however it's pronounced. Might get a wee snack or something, or chill out. Quite tired now. So I've got the footage, driving footage of that. After Yig, I'm just going to make my way back to Portree, but I'll stop here for a bit and get some photos and videos. So I'm actually at Yig Pier. Where I'm at. So there's obviously work being done at the pier. There's possibly being expanded or something, I don't know. But big ferry terminal. So I remember, I'm sure it was 20. Oh, I can't remember when it was, 2010 I think as well actually. I went to Isle of Lewis and Isle of Harris. It was this terminal. So I have to think back on that. I'm sure I got the roll and roll ferry from here. It was either here or Illipool, but it seems to ring a bell actually. I have to really look back on my files to see. And that's the same bus again that I saw earlier. It's the Royal B8. 57. And the City Light bus comes in here as well. So I'm just going to better get something. I don't know. I've got stuff in the car as well. I might just get, I don't know, coffee or something over there, if there's any. I'm just going to sit in the car or something and just drink it and chill out for a bit. And then I'm just going to basically be driving back to Loch Alsh, stopping off V8 at Portree. I'll get the driving footage from here, Yig, to Portree as well. I'll maybe get my tea at Portree, or I might hold off and get my tea at Loch Alsh. But it's getting on a bit. I mean, that's like 6:30. I've been on the go all day, so done not bad actually. I've covered quite a lot actually. Maybe have a coffee machine or something in there. Just going to chill out for a bit. An awful lot at the moment to see. It looks like they're extending a pier or something. A lot of work being done. So there's not an awful lot for sightseeing at the moment. It's just a bit of a building site at this point. So I've got my Nescafe Gold. I'm just going to get ahead and I'll stick the coffee down there and I'll just drink it as I go and I'll record the footage. I'm going to make my way to Portree. There's not an awful lot here at the moment. It's not quiet with all the activity, the work going on. It's well into the evening, so they're obviously getting the work done, which is a good sign. It's good to see the work being progress. I mean, you get roadworks in Dundee and stuff, and you're looking during the day and nothing's been done and the roadworks are just prolonged, but this seems to be they just want to get the job done, so the work, well, they're still lighty right in the evening, so get the work done. It's like they're maybe extending the pier, or could be what they're doing, upgrading it perhaps. So I might, I'll be going to Portree. I'll get the footage at Portree, and then I might get a chip or something for my tea out at Portree. I'll see how I feel when I get there. Alright, I'm just going to get ahead and I'll get the footage as I leave from here, so I'll show you briefly on the map where I'm going. So I'm at Yig, I'm just going down the A87 to Portree, and that'll be the recorded footage. When I get to Portree I'll stop and probably, I won't bother doing the driving footage back to the Loch Alsh because you saw it as I went up. Although it's facing the wrong direction, it's the other direction, but I'm not going to make the video too long. I stopped on route anyway, so I'll just be getting the recorded footage of that. So you basically get the recorded footage you've got from this Loch Alsh all the way around and then back to Portree. No, that's not bad for the driving footage. If I see anything again, well, this bit here will get recorded. If I see anything on route here between Yig and Portree, I'll stop and get footage, but you know, I'll get pictures and that. But when I get to Portree, whether I have my tea there or no, I'll not bother doing the driving bit and footage. I'll just drive back, and because I didn't want to make it too long. So from here to there via the A87, that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm just a bit sort of when I get, because I've got to be checked out the hotel for 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So set sail now. It's away. And I too am going to be to get going. So right, let's get going. So I just stopped there for a minute because I saw a street sign here in Portree, and it's
25 on our way to Gatwick.
it's named after, well, shares the same name as one of my mates, so I thought I'd just send that to him as a joke. So I'm just going to burrow around and back into Portree and get the footage for the on there. But I'm going to go to the chipper in Portree. I just had to get that, like, that sign for him. So. Oh, so it's on the left. That's the name of it. You'll know who. If you're watching, you'll know anyway. My mate will ken exactly what he means. So I saw the name, I just had to get a picture. So I had my lunch or brunch here earlier myself. That's a circuit complete. So like I say, I'm not going to take the driving footage back from Portree to Isle Skye because the video will just be way too long. I've already got the circular footage of the Trotternish part of the Isle of Skye. So I circled anti-clockwise right round, and this is me now back into Portree, virtually back into Portree town. So let's just get in the way of the mirrors. It's just the air fresheners are a bit. But yeah, I've seen all the Portree anyway. I was here earlier. But I think when I get back to Isle Skye, I'll round the video for this part. Like, I'll just be driving home tomorrow. So the very first bit of the video will be the footage that I took up. That's a cut version. I used the other phone. That's not really for YouTube. I took a lot of other photos and videos from my own records, and cut a lot of them. So there's an uncut version which is for me, and there's a cut version which I'll put on YouTube. That's the drive up from Dundee to Isle Skye. So it's compressed right into about 10 minutes. But today this is the main YouTube video right round the island, and took my own private photos on the other phone and use the S20, the better quality one for YouTube. So when I get back to the Isle Skye, I'll just round the video off, because like I say, I'll be driving back home tomorrow, and if there is anything of any significance on route back home, I'll get the footage of it and share it on. I'll be in the chronological order anyway, so I'll be like drive home, but I don't like making the videos too long. So that's it, and really back into the centre of Portree. There's still a lot of tourists I can see anyway. Go to a chipper, I'll find a chippy and get my tea. So I think I should be free at park after 6 o'clock and hoping. I'm not going to go down there, I'll be busy, so I'll just park here in the centre again. I got my lunch out of that baker earlier, because that car park does look quite busy. I don't know what the times of the tariffs are, but it does actually look quite busy. That street parking, what's that, 8 AM till 9 AM to 6 PM, 30, so it's got the right of way. I mean, what's he stopping for? I know. So there's a lot of tourists that drive here as well, might not know the roads as well, you know, because he thought that he had to give way to me there, but he's got the right of way. Is there space there? Probably not, so I'm just going to park on the streets because it's free after 6 o'clock, so that car park's just chocker. So I'll just go around and I'll find a parking spot, and then I'll go to the chipper. I'll probably just have the chipper somewhere, either in the car or whatever, like, wherever I feel. I see that car park's full up. Absolutely. This is like back at 6. It's actually what? Well, it's 7:15. Shit, can I get that way? Yeah, God. It's just the way the sign was bent at an angle. It looked like it was referring to here as a no entry, but it's not. It's just that the signs in the... Anyway. So yeah, toilets. So I've got a radar key anyway. That's one thing that bugs me about this, locking public toilets. You should never lock public toilets. Keep them open all the time. People need the toilet all the time. Why lock the toilets? But I've got a radar key so I could get in the other ones. So just thinking, I think everybody's got the same idea, you know. It's still really busy. Was that free car? No. Fish and chips. Just going round in circles, that really annoys me. Like, I look for spaces. I mean, it's a bit annoying. Like, now we're getting a bit. Most of the time, I'm just going to go around again and go to that long stay car park because this is just. Well, it's a lot busier than I thought. I mean, I didn't think it would still be this busy. Jeez, oh, was that a space there? Yes. Hey, hurry, I'm getting that one, so he's better just let me the reversing lights on quickly as possible so he knows I'm getting in there. And the chipper's just in the corner, but it's just down a bit, so I'll get, I'll probably just sit maybe at the harbour or something and see, but I'll probably just round the video off when I get back to Kellock House, like I say. I won't do any more footage here at Porchy because I've done that earlier today, so I'm just going to just get a bite to eat, a tea, and double check, make sure it is free after 6, and sure it was even in this street. I don't know. Right, tea time. I've got my fish supper. I'm going to sit here and enjoy the view. Well, enjoy my tea with the view. So that's the view that I've got. The chipper was just up there. I got the. You can actually see the red sign just. So I've got the fish supper for there, and then just sitting down here at this wee slipway bit. And then when I get tucked into my fish supper. The lot. It was tasty. It's quite tasty. So that's me fill up for now. So I'm just going to have a wee brief wander over there and have a look at the ship and that over there, and the boat, and then I'll just head back into my car. I'm not going to stay long, and I'll drive back to the Kellock House, 35-mile drive. So that's all you need. You don't need to spend about £20-30 for a meal. And you can just get one for that. Costs £9.95. So in this day and age, that's about the average price for a fish supper. And it was tasty. It filled the spot just fine. Man. Lovely view and everything. Just this wee spot here itself. And, just it's a little bit cold like outside, but it's, I mean, for late April it should be a bit warmer. I thought. But let's get it on right enough. It's like 5 to 8. So anyway. So that'll be the fuel for the ships, I guess, or the boats rather. John Wilson from Glasgow, that's the name of this boat. Not quite sure. Is it a tugboat or something? I'm not sure. Is it a crane or... I don't know what that boat does. It's got some sort of crane on it. So, I think we'll have a Mars bar for my dessert and kind of Pepsi and Max just to wash it down. So I've got the multi-packs in the car. I wasn't like I spend a fortune, just got them there. But when I set off home tomorrow, I'll be stocking up with juice and just food, crisps and stuff, just in case you break down in the middle of nowhere. Make sure there's tons of petrol in the tank, which there is. But yeah, always take provisions like warm clothing, gloves, stuff like that, in case I run into difficulties in the middle of nowhere. So we'll be doing that. But I've got the multi-pack, so I'm going to get a Mars bar and just probably sit in the car and eat it or something. Then I'll get heading back to Isle of Skye. Right, so I had my Mars bar, had a wee walk down for a few minutes, and I'm just going to drive back to Isle of Skye, and then when I get there I'll round the video off for this video actually. So let's go. Time to go. Right, so I'm back to Isle of Skye. I had to park down a wee bit because I couldn't get parked up there. That's the Skye Bridge. So I'm just going to go and get myself a nice pint and chill out for the rest of the evening. It's the back of 9, so I better get moving. Okay, so that's it. I'll round the video off because I'm just heading home tomorrow. I'll be going back down the route that I came up. Yeah, I'll actually just do that, I think. Yeah, probably will. But if I do find anything that's that I find worth filming for a video, well, everything's worth filming, but if I feel like it and if I want to, then I'll just, if there's anything en route back, I'll make a video of it and probably just make it as a separate video. But this one's long enough, so I'm quite tired now. It's been a good day, a good long day, enjoyed it thoroughly, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. So, right, I'm going to get a pint of beer. Okay, catch you later on, see what else I put on my channel. Okay. Thanks for watching, bye now.